Hey, and welcome to Hopcast.
Thanks for coming back, everybody.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder. He's jumping out of the gates.
Yeah.
We have John and Pete from Haymarket Pub and Brewery, I guess, but not really just that anymore.
Now, see what we did is
What do you do
now,
with that?
Now it's brewery and pub. Because over here, the brewery's bigger than the pub. You see what we did there?
Oh, okay.
Right, so this is all too familiar. Us in a construction space.
It's a little deja vu.
Right.
What was it, about 5-6 years ago that we were doing this in Chicago?
Right.
But I feel like actually it's like a good luck thing because it worked out
It
okay.
did,
yeah, for
it
sure.
did
Yeah,
get
because
through,
you
right?
guys came and we hung out and we sat on a
Right.
rafter and you saw the construction occur and here we are again, round two.
And we already have a floor this time.
Right.
Yeah, this
You know,
is way,
last-
this is
last time
way
it was
better.
like
This
a-
is.
I feel pretty solid.
So we're up here in Michigan, about what, hour and a half from
Yeah, less than that, yeah.
Chicago or so. Yeah.
It's about 80 miles door to door from this Haymarket to the original Haymarket.
Okay. It's an easy run back and forth, I guess.
It's like one turn.
One turn. Yeah.
It really is.
Or a long zip line from the Hancock building.
Yeah,
Get us
okay.
right here.
We're working
He's grabbing.
on setting that up.
Was that in the budget?
The barge. We'll take the barge.
So the new brewery, like, what brought you guys to Michigan instead of expanding the Chicago brewery?
Well, I mean, I'll start. I'll be honest. We looked in Chicago a lot, and we even had offers in on some property.
Okay.
But we also were looking outside the box, and John was the first person who said, "Hey, you know, we love Southwest Michigan. He's got property here," and he's like, "Why don't we look over there?"
Selfish.
Dude,
No, but
better way
honestly,
to
like,
spend some more time in
we
Michigan.
already have an existence in Chicago, and we live there, and we love it, but we also come over here, and we love
Yeah.
it, and we spend the weekends, and we love the area. So he was like, hey, how do you feel about it? I'm like, it's actually faster than driving to, like, Aurora.
That's true, yeah.
on some days, right? So we started looking and tell them what happened.
Yeah, I mean, when we started looking for space in Michigan, we were still looking everywhere in Chicago, suburban Chicago, and it, you know, we stumbled upon this beautiful land out here that was an old state police post in Bridgman, in the Lake Township, which is the neighboring township, owned it.
Okay.
And the state police had moved out of it, you know, a couple of years ago, and they were, you know, sitting on the market kind of doing nothing, and we were able to come in and, you know, squeeze it away from them.
I loved, we spent like a whole day with the economic development kind of arm of the area, and this lady, Callie, was driving us around and showing us this and this and this and this, and then she's like, all right, well, we're done for the day, but hey, before you guys go, let me just show you this last piece of property. I mean, no one knows what to do with it. You're going to hate it. And we pulled in, and John and Bob went, dig it.
Well, it's a massive land. Like, not just the building is huge. Like, we drove up and, like, the space is like ginormous.
It's 17 acres all in. About 11 of that is protected wetlands.
Okay.
And so that's on the south side of the property that,
Oh, we lost light.
We lost power, but
Might be.
it's back.
and we had the extension cords running through the wetlands. that'll happen from time to time.
We're going to have to look into that.
Yeah, we gotta check that out.
It's still in construction.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
All right, well, all right.
It's basically like
And-
lights go out. Drink.
It's going to really be a problem if we're in the middle of brewing.
Right.
Could be a problem, yeah.
But there's about 7 acres or 6 acres of really nicely manicured land, and you know there's a big parking lot there already, and so a lot of the systems were already here. The building we're standing in was constructed in 1995, so it's relatively new. But unfortunately, we had to gut the entire inside of it out.
Okay.
It was set up for offices, and there were actually holding cells right here for the state
That
police.
was the
post.
jail cell.
Okay.
And there's a helipad out back, and you know
So
we're really trying to set the
You're gonna
scene
be
that
using
you know
that, yeah.
everybody should have a helipad. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
important.
actually FAA registered. Like you can legally land your helicopter right out back.
Or your drone.
A drone.
Yeah, or your drone.
It's got to be a giant drone, though.
Maybe small.
I think it's funnier if it's
A little tiny drone, man.
So you have your old space is pretty creepy. There's a lot. You
Thanks.
found a lot of weird shit in there when we were first running through. I
There
can't
might
imagine.
there might have been a peephole. That might have occurred.
But just the fact of this being an old police station, there has to have been some weird shit that you found.
There was the weird kind of scary shower.
There is a scary shower. There was the hole in the wall
For the
from where
delousing?
the gun had gone off in the evidence room.
Yes.
We heard about that story. I met a guy, a gentleman who's on the board, the town board of Bridgman, and he used to work in this building, and he said that the officers all swore that there was a presence in the building. We've got a cemetery, the other side of the wetlands,
Yeah,
is a
that's,
cemetery.
yeah.
So we got, we're
What
covered on
brewery
both sides.
in the world has their own wetlands, a cemetery, and a police station and a helipad?
It's a circle, full circle of
I
life.
mean, I think that we have to be on some sort of historic register.
I think so, yeah.
You heard it here, yeah. That's something.
Oh, and that's all we have: pizza and beer.
Yeah, so we walked around the space. You kind of talked about what's going to happen in each room. Like, we're standing in front of the brew house. Like, what else are we going to expect from the new brewery here?
I mean, I'm
Besides
excited
more beer.
about. We're trying to do what we did in Chicago, in that the consumer, the customer, the beer lover is going to be able to come to the bar, come to the tap room, dining room, and the beer garden, but also feel like they're still part of the brewery and the kitchen. So it's all going to be exposed. You're going to be able to see all of it. You're going to be able to tour it. So when you're having your pint, you can see all the action.
Okay.
So we really like the fact that we can show how proud we are of our products, and the consumer can watch us make everything. I mean, we're going to make all the same amazing beers that we already make in Chicago, so we'll bring that here. But food aspect, we're going to be bringing our own sausages and all of our from-scratch foods, and actually we're bringing them from Chicago. We're getting registered so we can actually have the prep kitchen stay in Chicago, and we can actually bring everything here for the kitchen. So I feel like you'll get the same culinary experience and same beer experience at both places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it'd be pizzas, sausages, sandwiches,
salads.
Salads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at, it'll
No
be a
one
pretty
cares about
simple
salads.
menu.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
gotta
have
have
to
a
throw it
salad.
out. Pete needs a salad once in a while.
Every once in a
Don't
while.
make friends with salad.
We all the cooking in the kitchen here will be done on two wood burning pizza ovens. So they're dome style Italian wood burning pizza ovens from this guy Mario Acunto in Italy, and one will burn at like 800 degrees, and we'll cook pizzas on it, and the other one will run at about 500, 600, and we'll be firing sausages and chicken or whatever else we decide to cook. But it was funny when we were designing the space with the architects. They asked, well, where do you want natural gas in the kitchen? We're like, nowhere. Like, this is it. This is all we're doing is logs in an oven. That's the only cooking method. So
Yeah,
it'll
no-
all be
no
fire, all
fryers.
fire cooking here.
Yeah, no fryers, no flat top, no grill. It's all wood fired. It's going to be pretty cool.
Was that a new learning experience for the chefs to have to figure that out, or
This guy went to pizza school.
I went to pizza boot camp.
was it pizza school?
Yeah,
There's
there is.
that rules.
Yeah, it was like
And
4
it's-
I
grand
went
for
to
the week.
clown school, pizza school.
And
go.
it's in Denver, which is
Okay.
really makes a lot
Yeah,
of
you
sense.
know,
actually.
capital of the world.
Yeah,
Well, marijuana and pizza go together real well.
Right? Fair point.
yeah, we went to the woman we're buying the ovens from, who's the importer, has a test kitchen in Denver. So we went out and spent 4 or 5 days. We have a friend who has a mobile oven. He runs a catering company called Grateful Bites, and Matt Halleck, and we've been kind of following him around a bit, and we were all intrigued by this wood burning oven that he totes around and does events with.
Okay.
And we were talking about kind of what we were going to do for the menu here, and thinking like, why don't we I think we can do it all with the wood burning oven. There's so much you can cook in there besides pizza. So it'll be a pizza centric menu for sure, but we'll have a handful of other things on there. And it's going to be, the food program over here is pretty simple. It's really about it's about the beer in the tap room, and the food's going to be there to help you soak it up. Exactly.
And so speaking
the
of
dry
beer, run through a lot of beers at the Chicago location. What are we bringing to the production facility? Because
I am so excited about our flagship brand is going to be alcoholic root beer. Did you just throw up in your mouth a little bit?
is that innovation?
You just open the grain neutral spirits. Sorry, just open the grain neutral spirits and add it.
No. We're super excited. We've really dialed in 4 or 5 of our core brands. We've been growing for over 5 years now. So we'll be bringing the Pilsner over here. Speaker's Wagon Pilsner. We'll be bringing the Alistair IPA and Matthias Imperial IPA, and those 3 will be all produced here. So then at the brew pub, we'll actually sell it back to Chicago, and that will open up the brew pub to even make more varieties, more brands.
Okay.
So, and then we're also going to be doing our Belgian Pale Ale, which is currently called Oscar's Pardon, but apparently there's a brewery called Oscar. I don't know if you've heard of that or not.
A lot of litigation with them lately.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just yesterday.
And then our Belgian IPA, which is actually called Angry Birds, but apparently that's also taken. And then we're working on we've trademarked our Indignant bourbon barrel aged imperial stout. We're really excited about getting that going, and there'll be versions of that. So like Claire's Thirsty is the raspberry Indignant. So we'll be doing a lot of barrel aging. There's a big piece of property out back that we can house barrels in. So we have a really nice, kind of well thought out lineup of brands that we'll be hitting market with, and I think we're going to do 4 different cans like all at once to start. So, and then a bunch of different drafts. We'll have seasonal drafts and things to start, and then once we get through the construction process and get the canning line up and running, we're going to be doing bombers of seasonal beers and one-offs and things. That'll be next year, but we're excited about it.
And you have a 15 barrel at the original Chicago location. What's the upgrade look like here, and how do you transfer those beers from that old system to a new?
Illegally in a truck. Oh no, shit, no. You meant a
barge.
You meant
No,
the recipe.
Yes.
Sorry, a
Yes.
barge on a motorcycle. No. So we're going to go to a 30 barrel brew house here, 3 vessels, so separate whirlpool, so we can do 2 brews in a day in about 4 hours longer than it takes to make a batch of beer on a single brew house. So the extra whirlpool really gives us a lot of more leverage to be able to make more beer in a small amount of time. But it'll be the same recipes, the same ingredients, same quality standards, and it's one of those things that if you know your equipment and you know your grain, you know your water, you know your hops, you can transfer from 5 gallons to 15 to a barrel to 15 barrels to 30 barrels very easily, as long as you are thinking through the process and you know your ingredients and you know your recipes. So I think it'll be a seamless transition from 15 to 30 barrels, and actually 60 barrel fermenters. In my last job before we opened up Haymarket at the Rock Bottom, I had 33 barrel fermenters. So it's not
and a 10 barrel.
It's not not 10 barrel. Yeah, so I had to brew 3 times to fill up 1 tank. So it's not a giant leap at all by any means for us, and we're very comfortable and excited about being able to make the amount of beer that will get us to market and actually be able to connect with more consumers and more beer lovers, because it's hard at a brew pub level because all you have is growlers. Right. So you might go to a party and bring a growler, but you might.
Your friend's
be
like,
able
how
to-
do I get that beer? You're like,
Yeah.
well, you gotta go there. I'm like, I don't know where that is. I go to Jewel. I don't see it there.
And we don't have any space or really extra capacity in Chicago, to package anything. We could have.
You filled that up pretty good.
Yeah, we honestly we sell 400 barrels a year of beer that we don't make. So I mean that's a big number, and that's just inside of our building. So I'm really getting worried about this whole power thing.
It's back. Don't worry. It's fine.
It's great.
It's already back.
How'd that canning run go? They just shut off 3 times. There's a
We got some low fills.
40-foot tall pile of cans now. This is going to be really good. You guys will have to come back when we actually do our first canning run and see if the power stays on. No, but we literally sell over 400 barrels of beer that we don't make. So we have plenty of room to add beer of our own to our own location. We still want to stay a beer bar, beer-centric location, that destination place that has great beer, great food, lots of different variety. But we want to be able to carry more of our own beer. So,
But-
so we'll be doing.
So you're coming here. You're going to be the head brewmaster here. Like, what's happening there? Like, as someone who's there, this beer's going to suffer. Like, do you have your team that's going to
That's a
like
great
back
question.
that up? Are you-
Basically, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to survive. No. The cool thing is about how we're actually really close. It's not that far, so I can
brew here in
easily.
the morning,
Yeah,
head down there at
I
night.
could actually come here, brew, and still get home for dinner. Like it's that close. So the thought process is I've got two really good guys rocking it out in Chicago. We work really closely together. I'll still organize kind of the schedule and everything, and the recipes are all still mine. They've been doing some of their own recipes too, so they're having fun and they're doing a great job. So I'm confident that they can operate that brewery the same as it's been going, since day one.
Okay.
So nothing's gonna suffer. It might even get better because I got young, happy, fun talent
Yeah.
that wants to
Pete,
they want
bring
to
it
do stuff.
breathe
So
down their neck.
yeah, so I'll get
Opposed to this old
I'll get out of the way, and they might actually have
Let 'em get to work.
happier existence. And then so I'll be over here, especially especially when we get up and running, I'll be over here all the time. I'll be crashing at his house. Sorry. And then I'm gonna figure it out. My wife and I have been talking. Where do you want to stay? I mean, we might end up moving to Michigan. I don't know. It's one of those kind of great problems to have is we don't have to figure it out yet,
Right.
and it's so close to the other place, and both places are both awesome to be at. Like I love being in Chicago. I love being in Southern Michigan. So we don't have to figure it out yet.
I think we're almost I'm almost a little nervous about how unstressed we are about training a staff over here because we've got such a great team over there, and we fully plan to use them every bit to come over and kind of set the wheels in motion on this side.
Yeah, I think with not only the brewery staff, but with the front of the house, the bar, and with the kitchen staff, we're planning on rolling with bringing over our rock stars from Chicago location to help train and kind of guide and show folks how we do things, and then they go back to whence they came, and then hopefully everyone from this area rock and rolls.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be easier for me to have my two brewers that I've already trained help train people here on how I train. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
makes
so
sense.
so that way
This is the way Pete likes it.
Yeah. Seriously, and same with
Don't
our,
ask why. You just do it.
there's a lot of things I do that I have no idea why I do it, but it works. But same thing with the kitchen. Our chefs over there is going to be training everyone over here, and we're making our own pizza dough and our own sausages, and so I hate to say it, but it's easier because we already have the talent in place to teach the new talent.
Okay.
So
You do seem more relaxed this time around,
Yeah.
guys.
We're just really beat up.
Just numb now.
Yeah, we just don't even respond anymore.
It can't be as hard opening up a brewery in Chicago as
Right.
in another city. Like you've done it once in maybe one of the hardest cities to do it in, and now you're like, this is easy.
this is
It's had its challenges. It's funny in both places. Our general contractor, it was their first gig building a brewery, and it's our Chicago general contractor, Mike Brick, has now gone on to build like 7 or 8.
Seven.
Yeah.
Seven that are open.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're all still working. So that's good. The guys over here, they hadn't done it yet either, but they're super confident, and they're good friends of mine for years, and I feel really comfortable with them, and so it's enabled us to not have to be here every second, trying to micromanage something we're not construction people. We don't really know how this stuff all works. We just kind of.
I don't even actually know how to make beer. I've been lying to you for 15 years. We've been buying kegs from some other brewery for the last 5 years. You had no idea.
Get a reasonable deal on them.
But you're jumping into a different aspect of the business, like distributing beer for the first time. Like, how aggressive is that going to be for you guys with the beer coming out of here?
There's two different kinds of models for distribution. One is as many places as possible, just get it all out there, and the other one is focusing on certain hubs and really focusing on getting it to market, getting it to the customer, and I think being able to focus more on quality, and also, for me, connecting with the consumer. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a lot of beer in a small area. So I'm able to go do brew dinners. He can go do brew dinners. Our chef can go do dinners. We can be at the stores and the bottle shops and the bars and actually hang out with our consumers and be, because we're family owned. We're a small brand. We want to be out there with the actual consumer and the beer lover. And so we're going to start with just Chicagoland area and Southwest Michigan. And then we'll grow from there into next year. We'll grow into all of Michigan and all of Illinois, and then we'll see where we go from there. But I don't want to just open the doors and the floodgates and be in 17 states. I just feel like your brand suffers, your quality suffers, and you just can't connect with consumers.
I think that makes a lot of sense for you because you were Illinois Guild, craft beer guild for so long, just you, right? And so like what's happening, the people,
And we've
kinda
enjoyed,
works together.
we've enjoyed being in Chicago with the pub, in a neighborhood that's come up, so
Right,
quickly,
yeah.
and that's gained us a little bit of, a little bit of recognition just being on that corner and in that spot.
Yeah, you guys were first on
Just
that
being
street.
close
Yeah.
to Stephanie Isert's place.
Thanks, Steph.
No, I say all the time, people are like, wow, you guys are in the anchor corner of the West Loop and all those restaurants, and you guys were visionaries. I can't believe you guys thought of that, and it was such a great, and we're like, we're just really fucking lucky. We didn't have any idea. We just were like, where's the really big, cheap space?
Cheap brand at the time.
There's nothing over here. There's a Chinese place and a dive bar.
Perfect. Seriously, I was like, cool. I got my
And
noodles
a doggy
and
hotel.
Yeah.
I got my noodles and I got my Malort. I'm good. And now it's like, holy cow, what happened to our neighborhood?
Yeah,
And then
it's
Lake
happened
Street
fast.
and then Fulton. Oh my God, DuckDuckGo and the Google building and all that. It's just like,
It should be noted though that we're not. This isn't our departure from Chicago by any means. We're rooted firmly in Chicago, and we've got 20 more years of lease on that space. So we're not going anywhere. We're not. This isn't. Everyone always asks the first question. They say, "Oh, when you're going to open the place in Michigan, will you close Chicago?"
yeah.
Like,
Why do people ask me that?
yeah, we're going to move all this
You
stuff
can
out
have,
of here.
You can have both. You
I've got
it's
a
not
10,000
one-way.
square foot brew pub on the corner of Randolph Street.
I'm glad I didn't ask that.
I know, but seriously, everyone's like, it's like, oh, so you're going to close the Chicago? And I'm like, why would I do that?
So for us, it's become more of a, and we started asking ourselves like,
No, the question is, why would we open up another one?
Yeah.
That's the question.
We should have thought about that. But it's more about surround. Like this feels like part of Chicago to us. Like like we said, it's only 80 miles away, and if we went out the same distance west of the city, where we could find enough space to do what we wanted to do, we might well be 50, 60 miles away from Chicago
Yep.
anyway. And it just feels like so cool to be kind of surrounding the bottom of the lake a little bit. And,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful over here. And
Yeah.
we always say that it's 80 miles away and 1,000,000 miles away, because as soon as you cross over, all the stress of the city's gone. But
It's a very Chicago thing to do as well, to like come here to just relax a little bit.
Even for just a day. I mean, we're right
Yeah.
by Waco Beach, and we're right by Warren Dunes, and I mean, there's actually a sidewalk right outside that you can walk all the way to the lake.
Oh wow.
It's amazing. It's take you 25 minutes, but
You
it's
can
great.
still do it.
So I think that honestly, depending on the time of day, you can get from Haymarket to here faster than you can get to the new Half Acre Brewery.
Whoa, shots fired.
Can we edit that?
Oh, Gabriel just texted me. Did you guys see the video, by the way, of him getting hit by a car? That was amazing.
Yeah.
They bat it
I just
back.
wanna-
Did. Wow.
You can keep that in.
So we're in like fairly a raw space. This is probably more along than at some point we saw the brew pub.
You have a
But-
grist case, and
but
that's
when.
The power was really stable though. At the
sometimes
other end.
lights.
But what's the projection on like when can I come here and buy a beer, get a pizza?
You just bought a beer. I haven't charged you yet. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't bring any money.
So,
we can swag at the, I get the
so
square.
if I may be bold,
Technology.
I don't know what John and I haven't even talked about this timeline, so that'd be interesting. So I'll give you mine, and I'll give you his.
Here, I'll close my ears. And then-
So yeah, we should do
Like
like,
the
a
bat-
dating game thing. You're like you go in there, and
What
then,
did Pete say? It's the opening day.
yeah. So we should have tanks in May, and that should really be the last stuff to show up. So we should be spending all of May, and then majority of June getting everything hooked up. Glycol, stainless steel piping, water, electricity, which
Yeah.
apparently doesn't work here. And then I think July would be getting it all up and running, getting beer in tanks. And if we can pour a pint in August, I'd be really happy.
Okay.
So
2016.
I did not say, for the record, I did not say what year.
danced around.
I was
that
hoping to
pretty
get
good.
on that. I was hoping to,
How do you
pigeonhole them in
How do you feel
somewhere.
about that?
I think that's about the timeline.
Okay.
We hope so. Our goal is to be able to open this place at some point over the summer, just because it's, we're gonna have a huge outdoor beer garden, and it would be
Right.
nice to be able to get a month or two out of that, and into the fall we'll be fine. But we're excited to get the goal would be to get the tap room open kind of end of summer, and then figure out
And we might-
how to pour the beer in the cans. We gotta
Yeah.
figure that part out.
We might only have, four brands or 5 brands once we get our doors open in August. But by full production into the winter, we'll be
But those beers are new for a lot of people
Yes.
here, so they never even probably have
Right.
tried them or even heard of them. So
yeah.
that's great.
Well, the space, I mean, it's raw, but I can envision it. You walk in here and you're like, yeah, I want to have a beer here.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
It's
to you.
about 17,000 square feet all in. We've got the existing building we're in is about 11.5, something like that. And that's the piece that we gutted, and then we built a separate pre-engineered building off the back that's another 6,000 that'll house packaging and cold storage to start. There's some expansion room back there for more fermenters. Everything in the first building will be restaurant area, dining room, brew house, fermentation, and some storage and like keg cleaning, things like that, utility space. So we have a lot of space to grow to catch up with ourselves with, but we kind of designed it so we'd have some room to grow in place before we had to tear the whole thing down and redo
And I
it.
think, even as soon as next year, our plan is to have some outdoor events and some festivals and some music. And
I can't imagine you not doing that here. I
I
mean,
hear Ken has a pretty good band that.
there you go.
no, we want to bring customers in. Sorry. I love you.
Well,
Well, I mean, you guys have been to like Round Barn and
Yeah.
places around in the area down here, and on
Or even
Saturday.
Bells, they have their, like,
yeah,
stage.
Bells, and on Saturday, and the sun's out, people are sitting outside, and we have the ability to pull that off here, and it's a lot more space than we have in Chicago, so we can do a lot more fun things. So.
Well, excited. Hopefully we can come out again before the opening date and maybe chat again, take a look at the space and see how it's coming, similar to what we did before. But
Yep.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, come back in October when the tanks are being unloaded.
October? Jesus. I just threw up my mouth.
It's another Christmas Eve opening.
There you go.
No, we'll never do that again.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us here.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Really stay tuned. I mean, this is going to be a kind of a destination spot. You've got Greenbush down the road, so
Yeah, a lot of good
Venture out.
neighbors. Actually, and the cool thing is about our location is we know all of our neighbors. We're all friends. We're all excited to all be in a community together, and you're gonna have. This is actually now 3 brews in Bridgman because Artisan is Transient is actually going to be out here too.
Oh, nice.
So you're gonna have
Okay.
Transient. That was a Chicago brewery that was there at One Trick Pony. So you have Transient out here, Tapestry's already there, and then us. And then right down Lake Street is Cultivate. So it's a good destination. It's a good weekend. You can stay at the state park,
John's
hit
house?
the beach.
John's
You can hit the beach, stay at John's house, hit all the breweries. I mean, it's cool. We're really excited about it.
Well, yeah. Well, congratulations to you guys.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Good to see you.
Drink a beer soon.
Thanks, man. Thank you guys for coming
Cheers.
out.
Thanks for
Cheers.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.